Hello, welcome to the next in the series of evidence-based ideas that all teachers should know about. And in this video we're going to talk about high success rate and mindsets. Now a lot of you will know about growth mindset and fixed mindset from Carol Dweck's work. But actually it's got a pretty patchy success record in terms of schools adopting this idea in order to make gains. And there's a reason for that. Mainly it's because the general idea about students needing to embrace challenge and be unafraid to fail and believe that they can improve is too often separated from a strategy which they can actually use in order to achieve success. Now it might be one thing to say we want to make children unafraid to fail, but what we've got to be careful of is not to celebrate failure itself, because obviously what we want to do is actually make children stop failing and improve and succeed. So mistakes are okay, provided eventually you stop making them. So what we need to be doing is thinking about the strategies which will allow students to succeed in the task that we're asking them to perform, and then apply effort to that strategy so that they then do improve, which then produces a feeling of succeeding, which in turn reinforces their sense that they can improve, and then that provides a background for their future endeavours. If through effort you continually do not improve, actually that can just reinforce a fixed mindset and the sense that there's no point trying and you end up giving up. So it's really important to always discuss the idea of mindset and success and failure in relation to a specific strategy which is one which has a good bet of succeeding. I always use the analogy of a javelin thrower when I'm doing this training with teachers. It doesn't matter how much you urge them to not give up, or that every failure is a step on the way to success and so on. Unless you can identify in their action, in their run-up, in their physical strength, or in anything to do with the javelin throw, a part of that process which they can improve on through effort. And it's the identification of the strategy which is actually the key role that the teacher has in working with the student to lead a success. This links into Rosenshine's idea from the principles of instruction that the optimum environment for learning is a high success rate, not a 100% success rate. But 100% success is no good because you get this false illusion that a minimal amount of effort is all that's required, and you can end up ultimately underachieving. A low success rate is demoralizing and also isn't reinforcing good habits. It means a lot of the time you're practicing things which are incorrect. He suggests that an 80% success rate is optimal, which means most of the time in a lesson you're getting things right, you're practicing things which are successful, and therefore embedding that and making that more automatic with fluency. And then there's also a challenge element where you're building on your 80% success to push yourself further forward. Now in practice that means for teachers you've got to try to engineer lessons so that most of the time students are getting things right. It could well be that if students are struggling to succeed with a high level of challenge, you just push too far. They're just not ready. And rather than sort of battering away, hoping eventually success will come, you might be better going back, building confidence, building fluency, practicing things they can already do, and so those skills are more embedded, their knowledge is more secure, before you then add the challenge and say, right, let's go further forward. So essentially it means going backwards to embed before trying to move forward again. And I think that's something teachers should have the confidence to do, because when you've got a curriculum to cover and you're just trying to get through it, sometimes you compromise on the extent to which you just do need to practice and build more secure foundations. So there we go, it's a well-evidenced idea that links with mindsets as well. A high success rate is important, and it's up to us to try to engineer that for as many students as we can, as much as the time as possible.